Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the OSCA Truck Series. I'm your host, Mike Goodman, and along with me, as always, is Carlos Acosta, and we are, and he's chilling like a villain here, apparently. That's not good news there, but anyway, we're here for the Alabama 150 for the 8th race of the season of the OSCA Truck Series, and tonight it should be a wild one here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Tonight we do have two halves as always, and it'll be, I was trying to remember this, 28 laps apiece, trying to do math there, 28 in per each half, and the top 14 will invert tonight. As you see on the weather there, a nice 82 degrees, 62% humidity, how about that? And I think the chance of rain is going to be very minimal here tonight at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. And we'll see if the last time we were at a restrictor plate track at Daytona, the Outlaw Racing crew kind of teamed up and formed up and finished 1, 2, 3 in heat number 2. We've seen a lot of teamwork last time at restrictor plates. We'll see if what kind of teamwork goes on here tonight. It's going to be very interesting. See who are going to be the movers and shakers, as right now the field is set. On the pole is going to be Dylan Gooden in the number 75 machine. Dennis Weeks alongside of him. Starting in third will be Steven Schumann. Starting fourth will be Johnny Thomas. In row number 3, Gabriel Edwards and Dustin Dewar. And in row number 4 will be Johnny Eckert in 7th and David Westergreen in 8th. Kynan Jones 9th, and Davis Warren will round out the top 10. Next row will be Robert Hill Jr. and Adam Tepe. All right, going back to 13th will be Austin McCurdy and Kevin White Jr. in 14th. Brandon Give Me a Dollar will start 15th. 16th, Kyle Walgren. And Seth Rawls will be in 17th. Matt Arcaro making a return to iRacing in general. Haven't seen him around in a long time. Good to see him back out on the racetrack. In 19th, Thomas Capuano and Nicholas Monticelli round out the top 20. Nick Indelcato will be starting 21st. Dallas Myhan 22nd. Blake Barney, the defending champion, will be in 23rd. And the owner, Vic Bloom, will be in 24th. And rounding out the field is Jake Bustos in 25th. Vincent Isabella making his return to the OSCA Truck Series after a week off. He'll be in 26th. And rounding out the field in the number 32 machine will be John Wayne Duke. See what I did there? John Wayne was the Duke. Come on, Carlos, you knew that. Maybe I'm too old. Or maybe I know people that are too old. Oh wow! So yeah, I got like 9 years, but I must hang around people that are too old. As the field is going off, and they're gonna start rolling on their pace lap to get ready to go. Green flag racing and 1 lap, and Dylan Gooden starting on the pole. Dennis Weeks, it's coming Rome. Let's see if those Johnny Eckert and Dennis Weeks can get those Rome cars up front. See some of the sports themes still coming back out here tonight. You see Dylan Gooden still rocking his New York Giants scheme. As always, here on the OSCA Truck Series, we have mainly baseball, because we're trying to get a deal with the MLB or maybe even minor league baseball, and we see some different teams there as well. But Clemson truck out there for David Westergreen, and how about that 21? Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA Finals on Tuesday night, the first time in 50 years. Maybe Dustin Dewar can get into victory lane for the first time in 50 years, even though he's a little bit younger than that. But anyway, field gritting up about half a lap to ready to go. Green flag racing here at Talladega. 28 laps. Expect a lot of movers and shakers, seeing if some of these guys working together, if they're starting close, maybe forming new friends here at the beginning of these runs here as well. Last time we were at a restrictor plate, David Westergreen leading lots of laps, and believe it was the first half. See if he can create some magic here today. I know he's looking forward to getting a win. But before we go green, we have an update. No. Padres and Marlins. I thought that score was 2-0. They take those runs away, Carlos? Huh? And the base drive, I believe it's 2-0 Padres right now. We were joking about that before the broadcast. And they're 3-0 now, and we're going to get ready to go green. We got the update fixed, and Flagman's got the green in the air. Once he starts waving, they'll be off. And green flag racing here for the Alabama 150 for the OSCA Truck Series is underway. And Dylan Gooden's getting a good jump. Dennis Weeks will jump on the inside, tuck right behind the 75. And the outside line currently not forming up too well on the outside, but that should change here in a little bit. As, some of these guys, I think those It's Coming Rome trucks on the bottom on the apron, they're looking to get into back, avoiding some trouble early on, potentially, that could happen in these restrictor plate races. They dive into the back of the pack, and Johnny Thomas in his Tennessee Titans Ford takes the lead. And there you see is he can lead lap number 1. Or someone going to make a run. Dustin Dewar worked up in that Milwaukee Bucks machine in second place. See, at the line, it's going to be Johnny Thomas leading lap number 1. Westergreen looking to get a good run on the outside here as well. See, side by side for second spot between David Westergreen and Dustin Dewar. Westergreen currently has the advantage. I'm kind of wondering, my screen might be a little bit behind here. Trying to get the best view here. Got too much stuff running here. My screen's a little slow. And it is. You guys hear me okay? Am I good? Am I good? Okay, we got me. I'm sorry. Stuff was kind of going a little haywire there on my end. We're back. And Johnny Thomas continue to hold the lead with that 21 truck of Dustin Dewar on the inside, pushing him. Lead lap number 2. David Westergreen trying to get that line formed up on the outside, trying to stay up front. Get the lead. It looks like someone might have been the wall, might have been the 47 of Austin McCurdy, as he's going to drop back just a little bit. Maybe stay out of the trouble here. And up front, still 3 wide in some parts of the racetrack here. Oh, kind of Jones getting into Vincent Isabella. Making some contact there. Trying to see, I feel like I'm behind here. I'll ask for a little bit. And coming to the line for lap number 4, Johnny Thomas still holding on to that lead. That inside line currently has the advantage. The outside line really fall back. Oh, there's a wreck on the backstretch. Caution is out. That's the 45 of Matt Arcara making his return to iRacing. An unfortunate break for him. We'll see what brought out the yellow flag here. And oh, it looks like he just got hooked there by the 99 of Vic Bloom. I don't know, maybe a bump draft gone wrong. Sometimes when you're in that position, when you're bump drafting, let's see if we can get one more look here. Oh, 4 wide going into the corner. McCurdy just hooks him right into the wall. And it looks like he's the only car that incurred some heavy damage. That will bring out our first caution. Take another look here. Oh, straight towards the wall. Ooh, Isabella got some damage there as well. So unfortunate for him. He will be having some damage there as well, looking to get on pit road. I'm sure he's not too happy about that. Johnny Thomas is your leader. Dustin Dewar still holding on to that second spot. How about Gabriel Edwards running in the third position right now? Having a good solid run up front, staying out of trouble. We are early, only on lap number 5 of 28, coming to lap 6. Kevin White Jr. and David Westergreen round out your top 5 as of right now. And every time we have a caution, maybe things might ramp up a little bit here at Talladega. It's a little bit more room here at Talladega than they do at Daytona. 3 wide at Daytona is kind of similar to the 4 wide. We see some trucks maybe going down pit road. Oh, Schumann fakes him out. We see Johnny Thomas ducking down pit road. See about half the field, so Dustin Dewar will inherit the lead. Gabriel Edwards will be in second. Kevin White Jr. moves up into third, and David Westergreen and Schumann will round out your top 5. The Olympics, yeah, the Olympics are coming up here. Isn't that this weekend it starts? That's how excited I am. Oh. Midday, oh man, if he's a gold medalist, I might be 2-time gold medal. I have to be at least silver medal in that. I mean, I'd give Westergreen a run for his money, and I like that we were focusing here on David Westergreen. If any of you follow the OSCA series on Monday nights, I said I owed him one. I actually hope not. I hope Westergreen has a good run here today. And although we are rivals now in the midday napping event for the 2021 Olympics, so I might have to get some practice. Well, it's a little late. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little late in the day to do it right now, but maybe maybe tomorrow midday I can get some practice in, and I'll give David a run for his money. But hopefully he won't get caught napping here tonight in the Alabama 150. He's looking to have a strong run. He's said he's never had a league win, and this is one of the times he's hoping to break off that schneid. Certainly good position to do so. As you see, the Milwaukee Bucks machine of Dustin Dewar leading the race so far. Looking pretty stout, looking pretty good so far early on in this race. We'll see if he can stay out of trouble like the Milwaukee Bucks did to win that NBA Finals. Beautiful truck there. I know so because I painted it, so tooting my own horn there a little bit. That's okay. And Gabriel Edwards, another guy too. So a lot of these guys, Dewar, Gabriel Edwards, and Westergreen, really looking forward to getting some good runs after having some tough luck so far here in the first 7 races of the season, and they could really use good finishes. And hopefully tonight, maybe these guys should just team up, push each other away, and get away from the riffraff behind them. But of course, a lot of hungry drivers behind them. And 1 lap to go to green. I believe we do have another Olympic participant. Let's see who we got this time. And that is the 05 of Robert Hill Jr. Wow, qualified first for first Olympics in post-breakup ice cream eating. Wow, so I mean, feels like I got to step my game up. Maybe me and him will be. Maybe I gotta start applying for try to qualify for the Olympics. Robert Hill Jr. eating some ice cream. I just had ice cream with strawberry mush and chocolate syrup on top. That was pretty nice. So we're half a lap to go to green. You see Dustin Dewar choosing the outside line on this restart. So he's going to be teamed up with David Westergreen. On the bottom, it will be Gabriel Edwards and Kevin White Jr. on the inside. Ooh, I knew this is something Dustin was worried about. He's seen him blink there for just a second. Sometimes his internet gives him a little bit of issues, but hopefully he will be able to be good enough to stay up front and stay out of trouble and not cause any big wrecks here. I know he's looking forward to a good run here tonight. Nope. I'm hearing from the booth. He does not get lane choice, so he had to go back to the inside. So from hearing from the officials, leader gets to choose when to go. Like once the pace car's off, leader can choose when to go, but they cannot choose lane change per OSCA rules. So the pace truck is off. Dustin Dewar's going to lead him to green whenever he wants to hit the loud pedal. And oh man, they're bunching each other up right here off the start. Dustin Dewar's going to lead him to the green flag. And they are racing. And wow, that lines didn't form up too well. And oh, Dewar's throwing a block on the 52 of Gabriel Edwards. Oh, he's getting a little choppy there for Dustin blinking out. And oh, Edwards wants to get around the 21 so badly. So that leads the inside line. It's 2 by 2. The front four kind of pulling away from the rest of the field. Edwards shoving now. Dewar down the backstretch trying to get that lead, but the inside line looks like it's going to be forming first. Let's see if Kevin White Jr. will get a good run on the inside going into 3 and 4, and yes, indeed he will. And it looks like now the line's kind of breaking up again. Schumann kind of trying to almost form a middle lane. No, he does not. He tucks back down and coming to the line. Let's see if those two cars on the outside can form up. Hold off. Kevin White Jr. at the line. Looks like Kevin White Jr. will get the advantage as they cross the start-finish line. Oh boy. Dustin Dewar, I think he's going to get kicked out on the outside lane. Got a little bit squirrely going into 3. He's going to get kicked out. He's going to lose a bunch of spots on the outside. Not a lot of help in that third line, and he's going to lose a ton of positions as he's kind of in a free fall spot now as he's fallen back into the 9th position currently. And see if he can get back in line. Steven Schumann now, he's worked his way up, and now he's going to be battling for the race lead, and he's going to take it. So there goes Steven Schumann, one of our final 4 contenders going into the last race of last season. But now Gabriel Edwards is taking the lead trying to take the lead on the outside. At the line, Schumann's going to be able to hold him off. Let's hold on to that lead. So how about Steven Schumann, another guy that really needs a good solid run here tonight, and certainly doing so. He made the playoffs last year just by pure consistency alone, and he has not had as much luck this season. Oh man, I'm hearing an update from Robert Hill Jr. His record is 72 tubs of ice cream post breakup. Well, folks, I love my ice cream, but I don't think I can eat 72 tubs, and I think Hill Jr.'s got what he needs on that one. So that's why he made the Olympics, and I'm not in the Olympics. But how about now David Westergreen in that Clemson machine on the outside? He's going to try to take a look at the lead, and he will lead that lap that time by on the outside, getting a good push from Johnny Thomas. So right now we don't see as much teamwork as we've seen in the past at Daytona, but it's still early in the race here as we are on lap number 11. But you do see Johnny Thomas giving a good shove down the backstretch to the number 2 of David Westergreen, as he is currently holding on to that top spot. Yeah, here we go. See how just shoving him down the front straightaway into the tri-oval. Guys hitting right around the 180 to 185 mark at the line. Those two guys right now, I think Johnny Thomas and David Westergreen, working very well together. See a side-by-side view of the pack. And right now, not seeing a lot of movement on that outside line. The inside line has been formed up. Best it has been so far. And oh man, I think I asked for it last week, and we see it. It's the 00 of Blake Barney in a Mighty Ducks truck. How awesome is that? And he's moved up into that third, fourth position. And wow, now that outside line forming up with Thomas Capuano pushing him down into the tri-oval as he's going to get alongside the 83 of Johnny Thomas coming to the line. Still holding on to that lead, David Westergreen. He's been able to find his way to stay out front in a lot of these plate races, but of course there's going to be a lot of guys that are challenging. And ooh, looks like a little squirrely action going on. Well, mid of this pack, Brandon Dollar looks like he has a little bit of spoiler damage on his machine. Kind of wonder what happened there. Caused that damage. That's pretty heavy damage. That might be hard. It might not affect too bad in the draft. Might have been some checkup. That might have been what caused the big stack up just a little bit ago. Right now, up front, side by side, David Westergreen and Blake Barney battle it out. Let's see who leads at the line this time by. Looks like Blake Barney just be able to hold on to that lead position at the line. Continues to, and we do have a caution on the racetrack. And ooh, everyone's trying to check up. Let's see. We'll see what brought out. Ooh, Kyle Walgren. Oh man. Uh-oh. I feel like I'm bringing out these jinx, man, because I painted that truck too, the Milwaukee Brewers truck. Oh, Walgren. And we'll see what happened to him running the 1970 or 1980s vintage Brewers away jersey truck. Oh, Gabriel Edwards is the one who goes around. Oh, gets into Adam Tepe and up and over. And let's see, does he land on all four wheels? He does. Fair, that's probably around a 6 or a 7 on the landing there for Walgren, but what a wild ride. Yeah, let's get an in-car view of this and see how much of a ride he went for. See that actually nowhere to go. And up and over, around and through, and oh boy. I should have gave you a seizure warning before we watched this replay. But after all that, ta-da! He landed on all wheels, but unfortunately is unable to stay going. Walgren, ooh, the judges have ruled 4.5. Carlos, I know that was you. Tough judge there for Carlos. But overall, I would say the Cubs judge. I'm hearing it's the Cubs judge, and that makes a lot of sense. But it looks like his night for the first half is over. And man, some heavy damage there for the 36 of Kyle Walgren. And now Blake Barney in that Mighty Ducks machine in the lead, but he's going to head down pit road. Some of the guys like Johnny Thomas, who did pit under last caution, he's going to be able to stay out this time by. And see who wins the race off pit road here as well. And Westergreen is going to win it off pit road over Robert Hill Jr. Okay, I'm reading the YouTube comments, and Riley Marbella, who was unable to make the race here tonight, asked me, "Oh, Strat, okay, yeah, I got you now, Riley. My bad. Thanks, Carlos. My strategy usually is I try to stay on the back end of the lead pack, and enough to kind of stay within reach. And I mean, I always find that no matter what strategy I use, it's about a 50-50 shot of working anyway. But I kind of want to stay, within arm's reach of the top 10 or wherever that lead pack kind of ends. And then with probably around 10 to go, that's usually when I try to make my move. And usually at that point, you're kind of trying to work with guys, formulating some plan to try to move forward. And a lot of times, too, you're on your own, and it's just kind of a free-for-all because it seems like no matter what, if you a lot of guys like staying up front because that's generally where the wrecks don't happen. I would say at least 7 times out of 10. So if you can consistently stay up front, that's generally a good spot to miss wrecks as well. But after that, it's kind of a hard thing to judge because I've even lagged in the back, kind of lagged back, kind of like the Outlaw Racing team did with It's Coming Rome. They were kind of backing off, staying in the back of the pack, and trying to team up. And then once they were ready to go, make their moves. But either way, at some point you're going to have to kind of go through the hornet's nest, if you want to say, and it can be very hard to have it come out in your favor. It's almost like a lottery here in a lot of these restrictor plate races, but sometimes if you get a good teammate, good guy to draft with, I mean, obviously it worked last time we were here for Outlaw Racing when they did end up finishing 1, 2, 3. So it was something that they were able to do and maybe get a little lucky there as well. But sometimes having a friend at the end, no matter where you're at, or no matter what strategy you play, is going to work out. So with that, we are 1 lap to green, and I wish I could do the Olympic jingle. How does that go again, Carlos? You might have to help me out with that. Oh, bah, bah. Oh yes. Bah, 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 bah. Oh, Australian backyard cricket, silver medalist. Way to go, Kynan Jones. Of course, our Australian racer here in the OSCA Truck Series. How about that? That's awesome. We have some very, very talented athletes here in the OSCA Truck Series, getting ready for the Tokyo Olympics. And up front right now, your top 5: Johnny Thomas, Vic Bloom, David Westergreen, Thomas Capuano, and Brandon. Give me $1, or maybe now you should be like, give me a gold medal. See if we might have to dig into the stats and see if Brandon Dollar is a Olympian. So far, kind of one of the consistence of guys that have stayed up front so far in this race has been David Westergreen. Brandon Dollar, gold medal in workplace safe joke telling. Not to offend anyone, that man Brandon Dollar, but he still tells some funny jokes. Mean comedy's hard comedy. That's what. Oh, clean. Oh, clean comedy is hard comedy. So, yeah, it's I guess that's maybe like king of the dad jokes there, which I know I failed at here on the broadcast live. So, I know that pain. But Brandon made the Olympics for it. So we're getting ready to go back racing. Johnny Thomas is going to lead them to the green flag. And I'm hearing this is a live update here on our YouTube chat. If you're following along, watching on YouTube, the chat's going live. And they're having fun with our Olympic gold medalists as Johnny Thomas and David Westergreen push their way to the lead and pulling away from the pack. Vic Bloom, they gapped him by a couple of car lengths. And just to note, Kyle Walgren is alive, so that's good to hear. And Johnny Eckert made the Olympics. He's a 2-time gold medalist in pool noodle fighting. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's coming Rome. I wonder if, they're outlaws, and I mean, I would have to say they're probably on the Rome team. If you're a fan of the USA, these aren't the pool noodle champions you might want to root for, but hey. Or they're playing for Italy, not Rome, but you know what I meant. Anyway, so back up front, David Westergren grits around. Vic Blooms gives him a push, but oh, wow, 3 wide, 2x2. This almost reminds me of the COT tandem drafts. As right now, how about this? Dallas Myhand and Seth Rawls take the lead. Where did they come from? As Dallas Myhand will take the lead. Vic Bloom falls all the way back into the 5th position. And here comes Westergreen. Oh, and there's almost a wreck. Oh, man, Dewar almost got pushed up into the 27 of Nicholas Monticelli. They're able to keep it going, but that was close to being a pretty big wreck right there. Was back up front. David Westergreen in that Clemson number 2. I'm thinking this could be the race. 10 laps to go. His luck could turn around because it's not a Chicago Cubs truck. And Blake Barney, he's looking out on the outside, trying to make a 3-wide move, see if anyone's going to go up with him. No one does. Dewar stays in that middle line. And he's going to, oh, actually, oh, it looks like Dewar is going to go high. Nicholas Monticelli kind of kicks Dewar out on the outside. And Dewar is going to fall back, maybe potentially out of the top 10 here, see if he can hang on. It looks like he will. Schumann will let him tuck back in, stay in that top 10. But right now it's a side-by-side battle for the lead. The outside line is forming up between collegiate and pros. The Clemson Tigers versus the Chicken White Team reserve player. Man, we got some like pool parties going on here. It's summertime, Summer Olympics. Is he like the? I think Dallas Myhan's like the. He's the bottom of the. Okay, so he's the bottom of the Chicken Fight team. I haven't done that in a long time. Yeah. I usually had to be the bottom in chicken fighting as well because maybe I'm a bigger guy, wider stance, is able to hold pretty good. Ooh, and maybe holding pretty good right now. Is that middle line as Johnny Thomas shoots up to the lead, and there's a line forming on the outside. Nicholas Monticelli and Dustin Dewar trying to work their way up to the front. See if they can do so here on that outside line. Just the two of them are able to hold on, and even Monticelli almost getting this outside of Johnny Thomas, trying to make that move. Currently unable to do so. It's going to be hard to try to make that move. We need one more car, and Adam McCurdy has tried to get there. Uh-oh. And then, whoa, there we go. Dewar almost gets in the wreck there as well, but able to keep going. McCurdy looks like he has some front-end damage on his Toyota. See if those guys will be able to keep. Ooh, Thomas is hung out to dry on the outside. And man, he's going to be losing a bunch of track position here as well, as Johnny Thomas is now fallen back into the 7th position. So Nicholas Monticelli, we know, keep talking about guys who need a good run. That 27 truck's looking to have his luck turn around as we are getting into the closing laps of half number 1. As David Westergreen still able to hold on to that lead position. Nicholas Monticelli in that outside line, it's going to be a dogfight if it stays like this, but we still have a good ways to go. About 6 laps to go here in half number 1. And again, guys who need these good finishes are there trying to stay alive, stay up front. And while Monticelli's getting a good run on that outside, he might be able to clear Westergreen, and he's going to tuck right in front of him. So now Monticelli's on the inside. He's got the advantage. Let's see if Vic Bloom and Blake Barney can work together and maybe make a push and play musical chairs up front for the lead. And oh, Dallas Myhan's going to go on the inside. There's a caution out. Saved by the bell was Westergreen. He was going to get in the sucker hole. Nicholas Monticelli will be your leader. And this is going to be close to maybe being, oh man. Let's see, who is that? Dustin Dewar's involved. Heavy contact for him. I believe that was Kevin White Jr. We'll see what brought out. Johnny Thomas, I'm hearing, involved as well. Oh, it looks like Thomas and White get together. Dustin Dewar nowhere to go. Ooh, even that might have been the 73, the 70 maybe, of Davis Warren that got a little contact with Kevin White Jr. as well. So it might have been Thomas Leon. Looks like he got turned right into Kevin White Jr., causing that melee. So at least these wrecks have been relatively small. with only a few laps to go. Oh, looks like maybe Rawls just gets into him. Rawls and Thomas make contact, turns White around, gets into Dustin Dewar. Dustin Dewar again, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. So now with just a few laps to go. Just a few laps left here in half number one. Ooh, Dustin Dewar, he was looking to have a strong run in that Milwaukee's Bucks machine. That looks like he's got heavy damage. And he's currently scored. Those guys are currently scored. They're off track. See if they can stay on the lead lap. A lot of them are on pit road getting repairs done as we are 4 laps to go. That was correct, 4 laps to go. And your top 5, Nicholas Monticelli, Vic Bloom, David Westergreen, Dallas Myhan, and Blake Barney up front. And again, I think those 2 guys are going to be restarting on the inside. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be looking for a good run here and not have it end badly, which sometimes can happen. We'll see if they can hang on and get a good solid run, maybe even a win. Johnny Thomas, though, a 3-time silver medalist in HR complaints. I'm wondering, after getting turned there, he had some complaints to file to HR after getting turned into Kevin White Jr. But doesn't look like there's too much damage. So if things play out just right, you never know. A lot of crazy things can happen, especially with so few laps left here in this race. So it'll be basically a all natural green-white checkered. Well, if we get the 1 to go, this time by the all natural. See, the guys that just got involved in the latest caution, Kevin White Jr. is 1 lap down. He might be done for the day. He did take a hard hit to the nose, to the outside wall. His motor, well, not done for the night, done for the half. My bad. Sorry, Carlos. And then Dustin Dewar, he's on pit road as well, seeing if he can stay on the lead lap. If he gets back out, some cars still getting some damage fixed on pit road as we speak. But if they're going to get going, they got to get going soon, because the pace truck and the rest of the field is coming around. Maybe put them a lap down. We'll see what happens this time by. So those guys stay out and see if the 1 to go signal will be let out here as they hit the stripe. So Robert Hill Jr. was able to stay on lead lap, and so was Dennis Weeks. A lot of those guys. Dustin Dewar did go 1 lap down. So 1 to go here in half number 1 of the Alabama 150, race number 8 of the OSCA Truck Series. Nicholas Monticelli, man, just tough luck. Even those 2 guys on the outside, Vic Bloom and Dallas Myhan, had a lot of good showings, a lot of good runs at many points during this season. Sometimes had a hard time getting the results that they maybe deserve. About a half a lap, maybe a little bit more from where the straightaway is. Again, if you go compare Daytona and Talladega, Talladega wider. Daytona has that right in the middle of the dog leg on the front stretch is where the start-finish line is. Here at Talladega, it's between the dog leg and, I should say the dog leg, really, the tri-oval and the turn 1. And that was to give the fans in those seats a better view, because usually the center of the tri-oval is where you want it to be at plate tracks, super speedways. Gives these boys an extra couple 100 feet to battle it out. And let's see how this plays out for these guys once they take the green flag here to wind down half number 1. for the OSCA Truck Series. Pace truck will be ready to get off here in just a little bit. Pace truck's below the yellow line, getting ready to take that hard left turn down pit road. Nicholas Monticelli, can he get that win? And they are going to go back to green flag racing. Nicholas Monticelli, Vic Bloom on the front row, leading him to the green flag. Nicholas Monticelli is going to get a jump, see if Westergreen can catch back up and give him a good push. But right now, it looks like Monticelli will get lane choice on this restart, see if he can maybe tuck on the outside, because the outside line's probably formed the best it has in a long time. Those two OSCA sponsored teammates, the two guys who run the league, can they steal the show here from Nicholas Monticelli? They're going to get a good run off the corner. Down the backstretch, David Westergreen. Oh, man, a lot of guys going up top. That inside line, oh, man, cleared by Vic Bloom and Dallas Myhan. So Vic Bloom will take the lead here as they come down to the white flag. See if the outside line can get anything going. Seth Rawls, he can make one final push towards it, but you got two teammates on the inside line. Nicholas Monticelli, he's trying to claw back. He's in the middle, 3 wide. They're 4 wide in the back. This could get nuts, folks. As man alive, this is going to be a battle for the race win. Seth Rawls looks like he's got the advantage on the inside. Dylan Gooden, our pole sitter, on the outside. And there's a wreck. Seth Rawls involved. Oh, this is the big one. Oh, man, all alone. I think Dylan Gooden is the only driver that got out of this. But let's see if Johnny Eckert and Schumann can get a good run. As the white flag lap, this is for all the marbles here, folks. And it looks like the 90 and the 24 are going to get a good run on Gooden, who's a sitting duck. And man, oh man, Dylan Gooden trying to battle back. Steven Schumann on the outside. Now he's going to be the sitting duck out of these three. Thomas Capuano, does he have anything for him? I think he's too far back to be a factor. They're headed into the tri-oval. Johnny Eckert, it's coming Rome. Looks like he's in position to win half number 1 here in the Alabama 150. Dylan Gooden's on the grass trying to make one last ditch effort at the line. Johnny Eckert wins. Dylan Gooden gets second. Steven Schumann third. And Thomas Capuano fourth. And Blake Barney in fifth. Man, I think everybody was involved on that last lap wreck. What a finish. What an effort by Gooden to try to make that last ditch effort after being the only one to break away and almost clear that wreck without any issues. But Schumann and Eckert teamed up to make that last lap pass and give Johnny Eckert the win. You see the finish there. What a finish it was here in half number 1. Wow. That close. About a half a truck length between Gooden and Eckert. I almost called it too soon. I thought Johnny Eckert had him by a lot more than that, but a good run by Dylan Gooden to finish second. So the top 14 will invert, and that will put Josh Duke, old John Wayne, on the front row here for half number 2 of the Alabama 150. I think Brandon Dollar will finish second. You see the finishing order there for half number 1. A lot of the guys, David Westergreen did end up getting a top 10, but I'm sure he wanted more after getting shuffled in the back. Nicholas Monticelli got caught up in that wreck as well, ended up finishing 12th. So he'll start close to the front here in half number 2. How about Thomas Capuano? We haven't mentioned him. He's another guy that needed a good run here as well with a lot of bad luck. Ends up with a solid top 5. Vic Bloom, who had the lead on the last lap, taking the white flag, fishing back in 15th. Myhan, his teammate that was right behind him, ended up in 8th. You see the top 18 finishers there. And 11th, how about our Olympian post-breakup ice cream champion? What a finish here. As you look through the rest of the field there, 19th on back, Johnny Thomas, a couple laps down. Kevin White Jr., Dustin Dewar involved in that last wreck that led to the green-white checkered. Some of these guys hopefully wanting to get better runs here in half number 2. So it looks like Indelcado did not start here for half number one. See if maybe he'll join us here for half number two. They're getting warmed up. Currently 2 cars on track, Davis Warren and McCurdy. Gabriel Edwards takes time here as well, but again, Johnny Eckert, who had that clutch win last week at New Hampshire, able to secure that second win to further lock him into the points championship. We talked to him, we interviewed him last week, and still kind of a little nervous if that win was going to secure him into the playoffs. But with the second win here tonight, that should further cement his top spot there in the chase or playoff positions. Talladega did not live up. So we didn't see any real big wrecks until right at the very end on the last lap. So, you know, again, I compare the way the OSCA set up with the 2 halves, like the Gatorade duels. Usually in one race, you'll see a calm one. Maybe that one, for the most part, was relatively calm as far as big wrecks are concerned. But we did see the wild wreck at the end, so we'll see if maybe this is going to be in reverse. Maybe we'll see a lot of big wrecks here at the beginning and maybe a calmer end. Who knows what we'll see? We'll find out as they are just about to wrap up with their warm-up here for half number 2. There's only a couple cars going out there, taking laps, killing some time. Practice not... Warm-up probably not as important to some other tracks here because you need to team up, form up in 3 minutes is kind of hard to do on a plate track. So again, for half number 2, Josh Duke will start on the pole. Brandon Dollar second, Nicholas Monticelli third, Robert Hill Jr. fourth, Gabriel Edwards will round out the top 5. Keenan Jones in 6th, Dallas Myhan 7th, David Westergreen 8th, Davis Warren in 9th, Blake Barney 10th, Thomas Capuano 11th, Steven Schumann 12th, Dylan Gooden 13th, and Johnny Eckert, our half number 1 winner. We'll round out that top 14, and everyone 15th on back will start in the same position they finished in half number 1. The field grids up here for half number 2. Looks like I see one car moving, 52. You're moving. I see it. You don't fool me. As they now they're getting rolling here. Josh Duke's going to lead the field to the green flag for 28 more laps of wild OSCA Truck Series action. So it was a case, I think, whole race, half number 1 as well, that the inside line had it figured out for the most part, and then the outside line right almost when it counted made that good run, and that's when kind of chaos ensued after that. And then that led to the victory to go to Johnny Eckert, getting through there and getting a team up. Again, we've seen a lot of tandem. It felt very tandem drafty. If that's even a word. Carlos, is that a word, tandem drafty? Can I coin it? Carlos is quiet on me right now. He's disgusted in me. But Brandon Dollar start on the outside. Josh Duke. Currency versus the movie star here. Nicholas Monticelli trying to back up that first half solid run. Didn't maybe quite get the finish. He's in 12th, but flexed some muscle here in half number 1. As they're coming on to turn 3, getting ready to go green flag racing. Pace truck's gonna dive off. See what Josh Duke and Monticelli can get the inside, or maybe it's going to be Brendan Dollar and Robert Hill Jr. on the outside. Outlaw Racing so far dominating these plate tracks. And we are green flag racing here for half number 2. Josh Duke's going to lead him to the green flag. And we are racing for half number 2. Now they hit the loud pedal. Line messes me up. The pace truck dives off. And again, Duke getting a big lead, but that might not be the best move because he's got to wait for Nicholas Monticelli to catch up to him. And that's going to lead that outside line. It looks like it's formed up pretty good. Looks like Josh Duke's able to stay ahead, and looks like Brendan Dollar is going to tuck down and get that inside line forming, and leaves Robert Hill Jr. and that outside gang trying to get a good run, and they're fanning out on the backstretch. Some guys maybe choosing to lank back just a little bit. But up front, Robert Hill Jr., Josh Duke side by side. Ooh, some guys going to the corner, still deciding if they want to run in the back or not. This setting up maybe to be the calmer half, but oh, maybe as I say that, David Westergreen goes the outside, making it 3 wide. Trying to form a third lane on the outside. These guys don't want to waste any time to get back up front. And at the line, David Westergreen on the outside takes the lead. Here in lap 2 now, Seth Rawls abandons the guy who pushed there, and he'll go to the inside, take the lead. Now he kind of has to decide the middle line. The middle line's kind of disintegrating as Rawls can kind of pick and choose what lane. And oh, we got a wreck on the backstretch. Dewar's involved again. Kynan Jones involved. And Dustin Dewar, oh, a bad luck race again for Dewar, who started out with such a strong run. No caution here on the track. They'll keep going green. Robert Hill Jr. holds on to that lead. A lot more unstableness here. These guys aren't playing as nicely here in half number 2. It's going through the tri-oval. Robert Hill Jr. with the lead. Now you see Vincent Isabella pushing Vic Bloom, win that middle lane. They're moving up into the top 3 now. Let's see if Vic Bloom can make a run. Go fleet as you see what happened there between Kynan Jones and Dustin Dewar in the top half of the screen. And oh, does he make contact to the inside wall? It looked like he did. But Vic Bloom trying to make a strong run here as he was in position. Ooh, Vic Bloom was trying to think about tucking low, wasn't quite clear. He's going to be in the sucker lane. Vincent Isabella's going to take the lead. And 3 wide behind him. Bloom right now trying to stay alive in that sucker hole. David Westergreen's looking to come to the rescue. Is that going to be enough? That's coming to the line here on lap number 4. The outside line, Gabriel Edwards shoots out to the lead. He's going to dive down, and at the line, Gabriel Edwards leads, and here comes Kevin White Jr. after getting involved in the late wreck last half. He's going to take the lead. Gabriel Edwards going to tuck in behind him. Vincent Isabella in 3rd. Man, I think even Hill Jr. now aborts, and he's he's had enough. He's had enough of the craziness so far. Boy, oh boy. Wild race here for the OSCA Truck Series at the moment. Kevin White Jr. holding on to the lead. Gabriel Edwards 2nd. Vincent Isabella's going to look on the outside, trying to make a move. At the line, no help on the outside for the Yankees truck. He's able to tuck back in, hold on to that 3rd position. And maybe he's going to, Gabriel Edwards is going to make some contact. Seth Rawls now is going to lead the charge for that outside line. So after a little bit of craziness here for half number 1, they're kind of settling down just a little bit. Trying to mellow out. So now it's about a 12-car breakaway. It looks like Hill Jr. might have maybe even lose the draft there a little bit. Hopefully he can hang on just by a little bit. We'll see what happens there. It's on that inside line, Kevin White Jr. holding on to lead. Seth Rawls and Dallas Myhand on the outside, trying to make a run to challenge for that lead. Again, I think they need a few more teammates on the outside to make that run work. still holding on to that lead position, going down into turn number 1. See the back of the pack there, they're trying to duke it out. Josh Duke there in the 5th position. And here comes Westergreen again on that outside 3rd line. Him and Vic Bloom trying different things, seeing what's going to work. And it worked for Gabriel Edwards to get up front there as well. And Seth Rawls, Westergreen and Rawls did it before. He's able to hang on. And now that 3rd line is losing a little bit of ground. And now Gabriel Edwards is going to try to push on the outside, and he looks like, 4 wide. See if that's going to work. Looks like it will. Some guys might be in positions they don't want to be in. Oh boy. On my end and Rawls, we're going to get a little bit of contact, but they're able to sort it out. Everyone's able to get back in the lines they kind of were in before. Ooh, Westergreen, was thinking about peeking down, trying to get in that middle lane, 'cause that outside line right now just not working the way he wants it to, but now we are formed 2 by 2 here in the top 13 positions. Here in half number 2, Seth Rawls does take the lead, and he's gonna cut right in front of Kevin White. Makes an aggressive move trying to hang on to that top spot, and he will do just that. Still pretty racy up front. Not overly aggressive moves we're seeing right now, but guys not ready to ride around in position. They want to be up front leading laps here in half number 2 as we hit the line. 21 laps to go. Again, we see that occasional 3rd line on the outside trying to form up. Myhan and Gabriel Edwards, see if they can make a run. Looks like they're going to fall back. And now that middle line, and I think these guys are going to have to start working together to make that outside line really work. It's just not forming up, not really disciplined right now. And actually right now, none of the lines look that disciplined. There's now Kevin White maybe taking a little breather, standing in the back of that lead pack, maybe taking my strategy that I was bringing up a little bit earlier. But one guy who is not, he's doing the other strategy, is Vincent Isabella, and also the 2 truck of David Westergreen and even Seth Rawls. They want to be up front. They want to be ahead of the mess, but oh man, they're 3 wide. This might be where the mess happens. Everyone's able to clear. Now Vincent Isabella looks like he's on the in the middle, looking in rough shape. But now looks like Vic Bloom leaves his teammate hanging, gets in front of Vincent Isabella, and they're able to hang on. Now everyone's formed up. Now they're 2 by 2, disciplined, and that outside line getting a good run. And the 2 trucks going to take the lead for a little bit going down the backstretch, but that inside line is going to power down going into turn number 3. They haven't really got around Westergreen just yet. As man, it's going to be a race of redemption for that 2 truck. He's been so strong at these plate tracks, haven't quite got the results that he wants. I know 7th isn't bad, but he wants more. He's trying to see if he could clear that 25 truck of Seth Rawls as he leads him at the stripe. 19 laps to go. So no caution so far here in half number 2, but getting pretty wild here. Wild and shaky. And Vic Bloom looks like he got a little squirrely. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to lose a few spots. And now we're kind of forming the 3-lane system here again, seeing if they can get all dialed in. Josh Duke pulls in front of David Westergreen. He's going to take the lead. He's a gunslinging like John Wayne, showing that true grit. David Westergreen really making that outside line work. Him and Vincent Isabella. He's been able to stay within a puncher's chance of the lead, even more so now as he's going to take the lead. He's even got Duke cleared. See if he's going to move. Oh, looks like now Westergreen's forced in that middle lane. He's in the sucker lane. He's going to lose a bunch of track position. Now he's able to get inside. Now my hand's got on the outside position. This is shuffling the deck here quite a bit for our leaders right now. No one can settle where they want to run. They are putting on a pretty good show here in the OSCA Truck Series. As Josh Duke and Vincent Isabella currently battling it out for the lead for our top spot. Right now, Looks like maybe the outside line. See if they can get a good run here on the outside. At the line, it's going to be a drag race. Who's going to lead at 32 or 42? And at the line, Yankees win. But now, oh, maybe a little payback. Now, Westergreen's going to put Vincent Isabella in that sucker hole. So, man, not a lot of friends going on here as Vic Bloom got him around Isabella, and Westergreen's going to abandon Bloom. There ain't no friends here in restrictor plate racing in the OSCA Truck Series. Got to do what you got to do to stay up front, and right now, Josh Duke and Westergreen, the two guys battling in the two lanes. You see that once again, that outside line trying to form up, seeing if they can make a run, see if they can make that move. Right now, unable to do so. Westergreen looks like you're going to lead that lap going into the tri-oval. He's trying to pick what lane he thinks is going to be fastest, and at the line, ooh, that's going to be close, but I think Westergreen just held off Vic Bloom, and Gabriel Edwards and Vic Bloom getting a great run on the outside. And Bloom, oh, he wasn't quite sure if he was going to abandon Gabriel Edwards. He was kind of forced to at the end. But how about that tandem drafting between the 2 and the 32 on the inside, able to stay up front as, man, it's shuffling around there. It's almost feels like something's brewing here, folks. I can feel it. I can feel it in my knees. There's a storm coming. And now on the outside, Vincent Isabella and Seth Rawls are going to try to battle to see who's going to lead this lap. Coming to 15 to go. You can get those two-car tandem drafting going for just a little bit. Doesn't always work. Let's see, at the line, it looks like David Westergreen's going to lead that lap once again. I feel like we're not quite in the calm before the storm. But it's getting pretty crazy here so far. 15 laps to go. A lot of racing left here. Like some of the guys in the back, Johnny Thomas, Robert Hill Jr. See that strategy hanging on to the back of the pack is going to work, because that's kind of my move. I like that move, but I guess I can't say it's worked out for me too much. You see Kyle Walgren in that 36 Brewers machine. He's going down a lap as well. Big separation gap from this lead pack on back. It's about 5 seconds difference, almost 6 seconds difference between 13th and 14th. Kind of got scuffled in that first lap little scuffle. Carlos, I don't know if you're there. I can't hear you. I'm kind of missing you here, buddy. But up front, 14 laps to go. David Westergreen, the top 3, kind of breaking away. The back of the pack, it's been kind of hectic. It's been kind of mad. So far, David Westergreen able to hold on. There, now we got Carlos back. Woo! I missed you, buddy. Damn technology. His mic stopped working. Now he is back. I can hear. I got my co-pilot here with me again. I don't feel all alone. But all alone right now is going to be Josh Duke looking on the outside, trying to make a pass for a little. Maybe he's going to the back. He looks like he might be making a move. Take it easy here. So he's going to fall to the tail end of the lead pack. Maybe he just heard me talking about my strategy, and now he's going to try it. As now we do have Dallas Myhan taking over the top spot. So maybe right just in time, Josh Duke decides to go to the back of the pack and try to stay behind the Mayhem. It's Myhan Mayhem now taking over top spot. Vic Bloomer, once again, the two OSCA, the guys who run the league, the guys who created it all. And how about this Dallas Myhan, bronze medal in chair sitting. And the one question I have for Dallas is, where are his hands when you're sitting in a chair in the Olympics? Very important. And right now, how about this Vic Bloom getting a run with a two-car tandem draft at the line. See if he can beat out his teammate at the line. Vic Bloom will lead that lap with now 12 laps to go. Oh, there's a wreck. Oh, Vic Bloom up and over. Oh, on the roof, riding down. Let's see if he can land on his wheels, Vic. You got it. Oh, that was smooth. Early judging, I'm giving that an 8. But I gotta see the replay and see how the flip happened. But unfortunate break for Vic Bloom, who's trying to make that run for the lead. You see these two guys tandem drafting up to the front. It might have been a bump draft gone wrong. Ooh. Edwards and Bloom hook. Bloom goes into the outside wall and he goes all over the place. That was more of a, sort of a tumble. It was kind of a slow glide there for the 99. Oh, hard hit to the outside wall. Couple tumbles. Then he tries to show off, spinning like a top on his roof. He realizes at this point his race is done. You might as well look good doing it. Landing on his wheels, able to keep going there as well. Which I'm sure not a lot of power in that either. But a very solid, I'm gonna give that a 7. I'll be fair. A 7 on that landing. It was pretty smooth, pretty beautiful. Unfortunate for Vic getting in a wreck, but at least he did look good doing it. Oh yeah, how about that? And yeah, we'll say that was, I mean, a 7. You know, it's so far that's the gold medalist for the truck breakdancing, and it was just smooth like I think some breakdancers would do. But again, not a place that Vic Bloom would want to be in on pit road, getting that truck fixed when he looked like he was in a position to win. So 11 laps to go. Dallas Myhan, David Westergreen, Brandon Dollar, Kevin White Jr., and Nicholas Monticelli round out your top 5. So Monticelli still within puncher's distance. Now some of these trucks are going to head down pit road. Oh, last second Myhan. Thought he was going to be the lone duck not coming down pit road. But that brings in those guys that were kind of on the back end running about 14th on back before this caution came out. So there's going to be a lot more players, a lot more craziness that can happen when we go back to green flag racing to wind down half number 2 of the Alabama 150. We'll see who wins that race off pit road. It looks like someone's off. Looks like Brandon Dollar and Nicholas Monticelli are going to win. Dallas Myhan comes out in 3rd place. He came in as leader, lost 2 positions. He'll come out in 3rd. This looks like maybe a 2-tire pit stop, maybe even a no-tire pit stop for that 55. He came out pretty quick. Monticelli, he came in 5th, came out in 2nd. So Brandon, again, he's not looking for a dollar anymore. He's looking for the gold. He is now going to be our leader as we are now 10 laps to go. So we'll have under 10 laps of racing once they go back to green. Probably another lap or 2 before we get the 1 to go signal. So our new top 5 after pit stops: Brandon Dollar, Nicholas Monticelli, Dallas Myhan, Josh Duke, and Kevin White Jr. in 5th. Johnny Thomas is just hanging on in the back end of that lead pack. Still holding on to his top 10 you see there in our side scoring pylon. And Matt Arcara, after an early wreck, his triumphant return here to the OSCA Truck Series, he's going to round out your top 10 right now. Looks like Kyle Walgren got back on the lead lap after losing that during green flag stops. So we'll come to the line, see if they get the 1 lap to go signal to finish out this race. And now I think with more players, now we went from about a 14 car pack, and we've seen how crazy that was for how many laps. We're gonna have about a 23 car pack to wind down this race. We're going to hit the line. There's going to be a lot of probably movers and shakers here to finish out this race. The pace truck lights are off. They're going to double file up. We're going to go back to green flag racing in 1 lap. See how many laps they get under green flag racing here. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nerve-wracking for a lot of these drivers up front to try to hang on and hold on to that top spot. See if Westergreen, who was running the top 5 most of this half, if he can get back up there. Vincent Isabella, those guys battling for the lead. Kevin White Jr., these guys just outside the top 5. Trying to see if they can get back in. Nicholas Monticelli again. I would say that is very Nicholas Monticelli, gold medal in anime watching. He always comes out with anime themed paint schemes. Unfortunate for myself, I have no idea what any of these mean. I'm not a big anime watcher, but very awesome looking trucks for him, and hopefully he can maybe inform me about some anime if he gets into the top 3 and can get him in for an interview. Henty, was that the? I'm assuming that's the anime that he's supporting. I think we lost. Oh, there we go. Oh, Carlos, I thought we lost you. You scared me there, Carlos. That you freaked me out when I heard you talk. I probably okay. Nope. I'm not gonna repeat what I thought it was, because I probably mispronounced it pretty bad. I don't even remember what the word is now, so I can't repeat it. I made myself forget. Hentai? I don't know. Am I close? Oh, that's how it's hentai. Okay, so I did get it right the second time. The first time was bad, but here we go back to green flag racing. Brandon Dollar able to pull out to a lead. The field gapping itself out just a little bit as they get to the stripe. We're going to settle the last 8 laps here. It looks like 2 anime trucks up front. Oh, Monticelli almost comes down into Dollar, able to stay off of him, and they're able to keep going. It's a near miss there for the 27 machine, as he's going to take the lead, as Josh Duke is pushing him up to the front, but now on that inside line forming up, Dallas Myhand, he's going to give Brandon Dollar a pretty good push. And now here's where we're going to have that 3-wide action. Right away, we're going to get that third line going. Johnny Thomas on the outside with David Westergreen. Can they make a run for the win? Right now, Brandon Dollar hanging on to the lead as they're going to hit the stripe. But as I say that, Monticelli is going to be battling on that middle row. At the stripe, though, Brandon Dollar is going to hang on. 7 laps to go. But don't look now. That third lane's getting a few more cars up there, a little bit more help. And man, it is 3 wide, probably well within the top 10, if not even the top 13 there. As we look out front of the Dallas Myhand machine and just see how hectic it is. It's hard to sometimes keep it straight, keep it going. And wow, Thomas and Westergreen able to clear the whole field, able to duck down on the bottom. Looks like they are working together here in this race so far. 2 Fords hooking up, taking the lead, and now with 6 laps to go, can the 2 sports themes able to hang on? Westergreen says, well, maybe I want to lead this lap, maybe the last 6 as well. As now we get to 6 laps to go. Westergreen on that outside line is going to get in front of Thomas, see if he can clear him going down into 1. Yes, he will. Whoa, he was made an aggressive move, but this is the time you got to be aggressive. We're under 10 laps to go. We might not be done with the fireworks just yet. As Monticelli, he was up front. He was making a good push for the lead. He's going to do it again. Him and Josh Duke are teaming up pretty well together right now. They're staying together, but on the outside line, Matt Arcara and Adam Tepe are trying to form that outside line once again, see if they can recreate that magic that we just seen between Johnny Thomas and David Westergreen. Not doing anything so far. Early yet now with 5 laps to go. Who's going to lead this lap? Monticelli looks like he might have the advantage at the line. Ooh, that was close. I think Westergreen technically might have had that at the line. That would have been a photo finish if they're testing this one out. That would have been a close battle. We still have 5 more laps to settle this one out here in the Alabama 150. Talladega. So not many cautions. This has been probably the more calm of the halves, but am I jinxing the whole field by saying that? So Westergreen, Monticelli battling it up. Oh man, things are getting aggressive. Aggressive push is going to the corner. It can be done, but you want to do it right. But right now that inside line looks like they have the advantage, but here comes that outside line going into the tri-oval. Ooh, Monticelli's trying to pinch down that 83 as low as he can make him go. And at the line, Westergreen leads with 4 laps to go. So 2 guys looking for their first OSCA Truck Series wins in those first 2 cars in those 2 lanes. Really looking for a good solid run here tonight. Not only a good run, a victory. Can they get it done? Man, as these teams now that outside line of Blake Barney, our defending champion, making that outside line work. See if they can hang on. Wow, they're kind of almost pulling back that middle line coming out of turn number 4. But now, ooh, that middle line gets a good run on Westergreen, and that outside line maybe not getting the help, not as disciplined as what they need to get that win. Oh, there's almost contact between Monticelli and Westergreen. They're able to stay off each other for the most part. Maybe a little bit of contact. Maybe that was a test. Oh, Monticelli goes around. Caution out, Adam Tepe. Oh, he goes up and around. Seth Rawls involved. Dennis Weeks, Walgren. Ooh, it looks like he's trying to dodge it. My hand's involved. My hand, your hand, where is he going? And then Kevin White looks like he appears to have a little bit of damage as well on his number 38 machine. So caution comes out with 3 laps to go. Looks like we'll have a green-white checker to decide this one out in the second half of the Alabama 150. Here we'll take a replay to see what happened. Looks like things just got a little too crazy, a little too close, a little too tight. Oh, it's kind of hard to see what started. That might have been a bump draft gone wrong. Ooh, Tepe and Weeks just get involved late. Might have to see if Tepe, we might have to judge him on his flip there. Ooh, actually, the 55 and 27 get together. Oh, it looks like 2 separate incidents formed there at the same time. As again, you're getting to that point. Oh, another one lands on his wheels. He did that kind of like incognito style there. It was kind of stealthy how he landed on his wheels. I believe we're riding with the... There's a seizure warning here in the in-car camera. Oh. It's more like a skateboarding, kind of grinding it out. The flip, I mean, just from the in-car, I'd say the flip maybe like a 3 or 4, but the landing on the wheels, I would say here for Tepe, we'll take the outside look at it here. With Seth Rawls in 25. But the landing might have been pretty good for Tepe. Look at him just keep going. Just like, he just drove by Seth Rawls like nothing happened. That was beautiful. I'm gonna give him... I can't say it was a better landing than Vic Bloom's, but I'll say it's pretty similar. I'm going to give him around a 7 on that one as well. There's some technical difficulties on the 96, so so maybe his time's thrown out. The score's maybe thrown out for maybe bailing on us a little too quick. But he was able to keep going there. A 2? A 2? Does that mean David Westergreen's in the lead right now? Someone really didn't like the tumble there for the 96. I'm hearing the judge gave him a... The Brewers fan the Brewers are harsh, man. They lead the NL Central. It is what it is at that point. So green, white, checkered finish to settle this one out. And the 2 guys that have been working pretty well together, Johnny Thomas and David Westergreen, they're going to be starting side by side on the front row. So maybe if they can time this restart out and get tucked in, these 2 Fords have been working probably the best that we've seen probably anyone work so far today on a more consistent basis. But we have our defending champion in the 00, Blake Barney, in 3rd. who's looking to crash the party, Thomas Capuano, who had that solid run going in half number 1 as well. See if he has any plans to crash this party as well. But David Westergreen said he has 0 wins in league racing. And I'm right there with him. And Carlos as well. But the main thing we like to do is have fun. But not saying we don't want to win. Guys like me, Carlos, and David. So it'll be pretty cool if we can see that number 2 Ford get into victory lane. And Johnny Thomas in second, one of the nice guys out there in the sport as well. Although he's sporting those Tennessee Titans colors. Pretty cool to see him get into victory lane. He's come so close, Eldora. He was battling out for that win late in the race. He's able to get it done. Blake Barney again. Defending champion. Trying to get back into victory lane. Josh Duke there as well. You know, he was making some pretty good pushes all that last run. See if someone maybe repays him the favor and gets him back up front. But we're 1 lap to go to green to settle the second half out here. And it should be a doozy here to finish out. Half number 2. This is where the electricity could very much ramp up. Looking for some of their first wins. And actually, I just realized these 2 Fords too are painted pretty similarly too, up front. Sporting different colors, obviously. I believe they're both the SAD Racing team. Trying to create what their rival team Outlaw Racing did at Daytona. At least get a 1-2 finish here. But 3 laps to go. A lot can happen here in the final laps at Talladega with a lot of hungry drivers right behind them. We'll settle this one out in a green-white checkered shootout as they are getting ready to exit out of turn number 4. And shortly after that, they'll take the green flag. Pace truck is getting ready to dive down pit road. The electricity is about to ramp up. As the pace truck's down pit road, David Westgreen's going to get ready to hit the loud pedal whenever he wants before they hit the stripe. And here we go back to green flag racing. See the flag man? Wait for it, wait for it. Green flag is in the air. Westergreen's going to lead him down into turn number 1. See if Johnny Thomas's buddy can get behind him. Teammates. Oh, looks like Blake Barney. Oh, he's going to avoid this. Oh, he looks like he's going to try to shoot in the middle. And there's a caution on the track right away. See what brought out that, so they didn't even get out of turn number 2 before we have a wreck. Not sure who we're riding on. Oh, Robert Hill Jr. Heavy contact with the inside wall. It's formed up a little bit back in the pack. It looks like McCurdy got a little shaky. Oh, Dylan Gooden involved. Walgren. Oh, Kynan Jones involved there as well. Man, a lot of trucks involved in this wreck. Ooh, some hard hits there for Dylan Gooden, who had a nice second place run in half number 1. Unfortunate for him, his chance at a win to back up that second place finish is going to fall just a little bit short here in half number 2. Man, oh man. So Westergreen's still holding on to that lead. See, he's trying to run away with it, but we're going to have another green-white checkered to settle this one out. And we'll see. Whew. Things maybe getting a little bit crazy here in the last couple laps, and it's go time. It's that time to go. McCurdy able to stay in Bustos. He was in the 74 here. I didn't mention him, but he was involved in the wreck as well. Fortunate for those guys trying to get one last ditch effort to try to get a good solid run in. And Carlos, I think my jinxing is very much alive here. You know, that Brewers truck and the Bucks truck that I painted out there tonight did not go over well. But what's that? Those are the only two. So yeah. So yeah, swing and a miss for me. So I think cars I painted 0, jinx 2. That's with a solid electric boogaloo. yeah. Carlos is a funny guy. And yeah, that very much happened, but oh man. David Westergreen with the lead. If you if you guys could hear Carlos laughing, he's it was very contagious there. It was good. I liked it. I like bringing you joy and at my expense. But yeah, anyway, we'll see who wins at who else's expense. But how was Johnny Eckert in that 9th position? Kind of came out of nowhere to win half number 1. See if he can maybe recreate some of that magic. Was able to avoid the big one and half number 1 in the green-white checkered. See if maybe he can repeat. See if we can get back into victory lane for the 3rd time this season. So it took him 7 races to get a half win. Now he has 2, maybe trying to go for 3, pulling another upset. Vincent Isabel hanging on to the top 10. So now only 16 cars left after some late race drama. After much of the middle part of this race has ran under green flag conditions. They were flirting with it quite a bit, but they were able to get it done and get to this point. These top 16. Well, Kynan Jones was involved in the last wreck as well, so his truck might not be to 100%. See if they get the 1 to go signal this time by as they hit the stripe. Uh-oh, these 2 lead cars that got me nervous running the apron. Are they close on fuel? Maybe they just got the right amount to get through the regular part of the race, but maybe not the extra green-white checkered laps that we've had so far. So now we're going to 1 to green, fields doubling up. One more attempt here at a green-white checkered finish. It's gonna be a wild one. I'm getting ready, saving my energy here for the last couple laps in the green flag racing. Should be pretty wild. It could be anyone's game here. I would think. Although guys like David Westergreen, he's going to want to see if he can pull off that much needed victory that he's been ever so longly searching for. So we're getting down. They're going into the final 2 corners before they hit the loud pedal and go back green flag racing. Here we go. Coming on to turn number 4. Settle this one out one last time. I believe they have unlimited attempts at green-white checkers, but hopefully for their sake, this has been the last time your attempt at a green-white checkered finish. We get a winner determined here for half number 2. Pace truck's going to dive off. We're going to settle this one out. These boys are going to be blowing punches here as they get ready to go green. David Westergreen's going to lead them down. 3 laps to go. Green, white, checkered. Green flag is out. Westergreen gets a good jump. Blake Barney's trying to stay as close as he can behind. Looks like he's going to be able to stay on the inside. And now Johnny Thomas on the outside looking at, Blake Barney's going to check up right in front of Johnny Thomas, trying to get that outside line working, as right now the outside line looks like it's formed up just a little bit better than the inside. Man, people are jockeying for position down the backstretch. Who is it going to be as they're getting ready to come to the white flag going down into turn number 3? It's a battle between the 00 and the 2 coming out of turn number 4. Westergreen has the advantage. And we see Johnny Eckert on top of that 3rd line, see if he can get anything done. Boy, oh boy, they're going to come down to the stripe. 1 lap to go. Blake Barney's trying to make blocks, trying to hold off the field behind him. But Westergreen has a pretty good lead coming down into turn number 1. Can he hold on? Can he bring it back around to get his first league victory? Johnny Thomas in the middle lane, leading the middle lane. Blake Barney all the way up top. Going down the backstretch. Westergreen hugging that yellow line, trying to stay up in the front. Middle lanes are getting a little bit of a run coming down into turn number 3. Well, if they make it back around without incident, this is going to be great. Coming out of in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Who's it going to be? Westergreen looks like he's got a pretty good advantage. They're going to get runs up top. Going through the tri-oval. Here we come. Can David Westergreen pull it off? They're coming out of the dogleg. They're wrecking behind him. David Westergreen's going to win half number 2 of the Alabama 150. What a finish. David Westergreen has done it. He's gotten into victory lane. Man, oh man. It's because he didn't drive that Cubs car, buddy. That's why you won. That's awesome. Thomas Capuano's in 2nd. Josh Duke 3rd. Steven Schumann, how about that solid night for him? Ends up in 4th. Blake Barney in 5th. But Westergreen dominates, hugging that yellow line. Something I think he might have regretted not doing back at Daytona when he was leading late in the going there. Was able to hold on and get into victory lane in half number 2. And let's see what kind of a burnout he does. This has been a long-awaited victory for David Westergreen to pull into victory lane. See if he does a Dale Earnhardt-style burnout here in the grass. See some of the cars mangled up coming in to the pits. He's going to go right in. He's going to burn it down. Johnny Thomas is going to join him. Waiting for the field to clear out. He wants to give him the stage. Give him the stage. First win. There he starts to burn it down. Right in the middle of tri-oval. Oh, you see Johnny Eckert, half number 1 winner. Didn't get to see him burn it down either. David Westergreen. wasn't as easy as it was for staying up front in half number 1 to half number 2, but able to get it done. Able to pull off and get the victory. It appears we do have some of the boys are ready to be interviewed. So first off, we'll take our winner of half number 1. That's Johnny Eckert. We've seen him doing his burnouts. He needed to get that out of there, as we see David Westergreen finishing out his burnouts. But the guy who was doing burnouts as well, Johnny Eckert. Man, it took you so long to get your first win. It didn't take you that long to get the second, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm completely surprised. I'll be honest. I'm spent because those last couple laps were really stressful, but in both races. But yeah, I'm surprised. The plan coming into tonight was to be a support driver for the other guys on the team, and I thought we were in great shape, and then all hell broke loose. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy because we got a 1-2 finish in the first race for the team, and came home to pretty much secure myself into the playoffs now. But yeah, I mean, the second race we took an absolute beating, so hopefully the point situation is pretty good coming out of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, now that you got your second win, you still don't sound that confident that that you're locked into the chase. You think you still need to get one more?
No, I feel relatively comfortable because I have to really look at the situation. I think I'm safe for myself. But given the amount of effort that my teammates and stuff put in, it's kind of difficult to watch everybody else be in that position. So I was kind of hoping to help one of my teammates tonight get it, potentially get their second, or in DJ's case get his first. But I'm thrilled for myself but I can't, the finish in the race 1 wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for Dylan and DJ, who are leading the outside line. I mean, I saw the crash, and I haven't looked at the accident back, but apparently DJ got loose or something. I don't even know, but I feel bad for him because he was in position too, and I know he was upset about having a last lap accident again. But I'm happy for myself, but again, circumstances makes it a little difficult a little bit.
Well, I'm still hopefully you're able to enjoy this victory. Yeah, it was a wild one. It kind of came out of nowhere, dodging that wreck, and you and Schumann able to work past Dylan Gooden coming to the flag, and Gooden looked like he was getting that second run, coming to the stripe. Were you a little bit nervous there for that run the 75 had?
Yeah, I went and I thanked Schumann because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been in that position at all. But Dylan's my teammate, obviously, so I was talking to him, and he's like, "Oh man, now I'm in a sitting duck sitting duck as we were in the middle of the backstretch." And I was like, I can't just pull over and push him, so I jumped to his outside and then dropped to the inside in front of him, hoping that I would be able to pull him along a little bit. Thankfully I was able to because point situation and whatnot, but right at the end I was like, oh, I may not have done this right, as he made the move in the tri-oval to try to get by me. But at that point I was just like, I don't want to wreck him, I don't want to wreck us, so I just kind of drove off the bottom a little bit so that he had the room. But thankfully I came home with it. I'm happy, but I'm happy for him too, I guess. I don't know. It would have been. I know he wanted to win so bad too, and he was in position. But overall, it was a good points day for him because he's been recovering from missing the first week. So.
Yeah, and hopefully Dylan will get back into victory lane again here shortly. But before we let you off and go celebrate your second win here in as many weeks, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, first of all, thank you to the broadcast team, because I heard some of the tidbits of what you had on the broadcast for myself and for other people, for a couple other people in the race about the Olympics and stuff. So we got a kick out of that. So thank you for those, because that was a fun way to pass some of the caution laps. But yeah, so I want to thank you guys and the people who put the show on every week. I want to thank my teammates. Dylan Gooden, DJ Weeks, and Robert Hill. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you guys. I mean, it was a strong performance. Davis Warren and Jake Bustos, who were assisting us too and working with us a little bit, giving us a little bit extra draft when we were in the back, following a similar strategy that we were going with. And Yeah, it's coming Rome. We got the Rome truck again.
See, he did it. Not, Carlos didn't call it this week. You're not going to jail, but I think you're good. But awesome run. Good to see you in Victory Lane, and hopefully best of luck to you. I guess next week at Charlotte. Got the retro scheme next week. Do you have one ready?
No, not yet. I have a history specifically with this league that for some reason I get like the creative juices flowing like the night before. So like 11 o'clock at night on Wednesday, I'll be like, oh, this is a good idea. And then all of a sudden I'm just painting like you wouldn't believe the next day. So I'm going to probably prepare myself a little bit better this time around. But yeah, I'll be thinking about that, a little bit in the next couple days, I guess, and get on it a little bit earlier now that I'm aware of the situation.
Now I'm very curious to see what you bring next week. But again, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want to congratulate David Westergreen for winning the race too. I know he's been struggling every week and everything, and this will be a big boost for him. So I'm happy for him too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, have a good night, Johnny, and go give him hell the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. So that was Johnny Eckert winning half number 1. Next up, we'll bring the third place finisher. So we're going to make David Westergren wait here a little bit. Think of what he wants to say. We'll bring Josh Dukin, who finished third in half number 2. And Josh, man, it looked like you're in position to maybe make some moves, and you won the bronze medal here tonight in the Alabama 150, and I think did an awesome job pushing and setting up a lot of guys to get them in pretty good positions. How do you feel about your run here tonight?
Tonight was super fun. First half, I was back and forth, front to back. Final lap, I got murdered. And then the second half, yeah, I tried to stay up front as much as possible, a few times pushing. Pretty sure I was all over the track. But yeah, I had tons of fun.
Yeah, it looked like you were having a lot of fun, especially in that second half, and pushing guys like Monticelli, and there's a few other guys that you're kind of pushing up to the lead, and it looked like you were kind of the almost looked like the guy that people wanted to work with if they wanted to get up towards the front. Is there any work that you had to do to get in that position to be good, to be a good pusher?
Not really. I just end up in a spot with somebody ahead of me and just try my hardest to get them up front.
Yeah, and it worked out pretty well, and able to get into the top 3. But with that, Josh, any shout-outs you want to give?
I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this, the admins of this league for putting the league together, my friends who watch the broadcast, Mendonça Motorsports also, and yeah, that's it.
All right, sounds good. But Josh, next week heading to Charlotte, got the retro week going on. Do you have any big plans for a throwback car next week?
I'll have to think of one.
I'm putting guys on the spot here. I apologize. Now at least get your creative juices flowing there. But again, awesome run here tonight, and go get them next week at Charlotte.
Thank you.
You bet. That was Josh Duke finishing in the third position, our bronze medal finish. Next up, we'll bring our silver medal finisher, Thomas Capuano. And Thomas, I was kind of saying you were one of those guys. There's a lot of guys here tonight that needed a good run, and you were able to do so in both halves. You got the silver medal, as we're having an Olympic theme here tonight in half number 2, but in half number 1 you had a solid finish, just finishing outside the medals, but finishing 4th in half number 1. Overall, how do you think your night went? How do you feel about it?
Man, we had a tremendous night tonight, man. I've been trying to put together a good run in this league for a while. Recently upgraded to a fan attack wheel, and man, it made such a difference. It made me able to race the way I wanted to, so really happy. And I can't thank Blake Barney enough for being a good drafting partner.
Yeah, what was to getting up into two top fives here tonight? Was it a lot of working with people, or was it kind of in those last couple laps? Because you kind of came out of nowhere, dodging that last wreck in half number one, and kind of came out of nowhere there as well. Was it teamwork, or was it kind of fending for yourself there at the end?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. A big part of what made me able to do that is comfort on my wheel, comfort on my rig, able to make that movement and keep the car under you. So really happy with that. But also a lot has to do with making sure your car is there at 100% at the end of the race. I didn't, obviously, you guys saw on the broadcast, didn't pit for tires. So just keeping your car in clean, good shape is very important.
Yeah, tires not a big factor, but yeah, solid night. And before we let you go out there and celebrate, any shout-outs you wanna give out there?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, got to give a big thanks to Blake Barney. He was great to run with. Congratulations to Westergreen. People were saying to try to go for the win on him, but I don't race like that. I race with respect, and I hope to get raced with respect. But I got to thank Jamie and Dustin Skinner from Race Car Complete Solutions. As you know, he ran a Skinner look-alike car for most of last year and the start of this year. But got to thank Race Car Complete Solutions, Stephen Kopchik Motorsports, Fenceline Films, Jensen Racing, and Big Kitty Motorsports. Never forget Big Kitty. He's up there on the box, keeping track of all of us down here.
Heck yeah, no one's forgetting about Big Kitty, especially here in the OSCA Truck Series. I won't let them forget it, that's for sure. But I've been putting everyone on, before I let you go, I've been putting everyone on the spot. Next week is the Retro Race at Charlotte. Do you have any ideas yet for what you're going to run next week?
Oh, yeah. But
you're gonna keep it under wraps?
I'm going to keep it under wraps, but unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be here for that. Because I'm going to Orange County next week. Obviously, we run Fenceline Films on the side of the truck. We do some in-car camera stuff with a lot of people all over the Northeast, heading to Stafford Speedway tomorrow for the Dunleavy's Modified Night, and then Riverhead Raceway on Saturday. Then get a couple days off, and then we go to Orange County Speedway for the big block race. And then the same Stafford Speedway, Riverhead goes there. But if we have a rain out, then I'll be here, and I'll put something together for you guys. I'll make sure everyone in ID Motorsports and Big Kitty Motorsports has great schemes for next week.
Sounds good. Hey, I like to hear it, and hopefully we'll see you next week at Charlotte. If not, I hope you have a good time and awesome run here tonight, and good luck to you in the future. Sounds like you're set up with a new wheel. I'm hoping to look forward to talking to more as we wind down the season.
Yeah, if I can keep myself out of trouble, you bet that the 6D truck will be up front.
He's calling a shot. I like it. Well, have a good night, Thomas. And again, congratulations on a good run. Go celebrate, man.
Yeah, congrats, David Westergreen.
Heck yeah, I like it. That's Thomas Capuano finishing in second spot. And then, of course, that was waiting for our winner here, David Westergreen, getting that first win. I feel bad making him wait this long, but hey, man, all I can tell you, David, how about that? You did it, buddy.
Yeah, dude, I'm freaking shocked, dude. I'm not really shocked because I was up front the whole race. I feel like I led, I don't know, majority of the laps in both races. Every time I got it to the front, I mean, beautifully painted Clemson car by Vic Bloom. Every time we brought her to the front, I mean, the pack kind of settled down behind me. It was almost like I just had a better understanding of what was going on, and I got shuffled out on that first restart, got caught in the wrong line, and in the first race, and it really kind of dampened my spirits because I restarted third. I felt like I had a chance to win, and this one, man, everything finally fell right. It's finally. I talked about it all week, getting the monkey off my back, and I finally did it.
Yeah, you were talking. Yeah, you were talking all week long. You never got that league win yet, but me and Carlos were talking. Well, we're ones to get off the schneid next, man. We're looking for it, but we were pulling for you here tonight, and it was so crazy. It was a big focus for you all week long, and you're able to get it done, and very aggressively too. I mean, you were working yourself up the top line, middle line. It didn't matter. It looked like you had some awesome speed, some awesome draft craft out there tonight.
Yeah, I was making friends all week. Essentially, was what I really wanted to do. I kind of went out of my way, asking people, hey, if we get a chance, we're gonna draft together. I talked to Dewar about drafting together. I talked to my teammates, obviously at Sad Racing, had all of them and Vic Bloom in the chat, and we were really working together very, very well. Me and Johnny Thomas just absolutely. We were able to control the race whenever we wanted to, if we could get up to the front, and. Golly, those sad trucks, man, they were really fast tonight. I know Adam won at Daytona, and I felt like I had one slip away there, let like 10 laps out of a 30-lap race. Tonight, finally pulled one off. Oh, it feels good.
Yeah, and I feel pretty good. I didn't jinx you this week, but I'm also thinking, because he kept with that Clemson scheme, he didn't go back to that Cubs. You didn't get that Billy Goat curse on you. I'm gonna probably put at least like 5% of the win on not running a Cubs scheme.
Well, last week I had the Clemson car, and it wrecked people, so including Dusty, obviously, who helped me out tonight. So it's funny because didn't win it in a Cubs car. We won it in a Clemson car, and got it on TV this time, and it was up there the whole night long. Oh man, I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's got to feel awesome. But so now you got that league win. What are the goals next? Are you looking to win bunches, just looking to win number 2, or just go back out there to have fun and see what happens?
Well, right now I got to get into the playoffs. I'm battling Adam, which it sucks that getting this win kind of kicks him out of the playoffs. This is our 9th different winner, I believe, that's eligible for the playoffs. So, I got to protect my spot basically, and I really need to go out there and win another race and get really locked in. But Talladega definitely the best equalizer for it, but I mean, it wasn't like this was undeserved. I mean, I was in front the whole race, led so much. It just finally it worked out, and I have to shout out Capuano. He probably could have wrecked me coming to the line. I wasn't going to let him pass me, but if he had jumped out, I was going to throw a block, and it probably would have caused a big wreck. And he pushed me to the checkered, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I will say he probably gave you at least 3 or 4 shutouts in his interview, so he was pretty pumped for you as well. So that was pretty neat. But we, the past couple of weeks we've seen clutch wins by Johnny Eckert. He was on that borderline, missing the playoffs because he was a guy without a win, and now he's got 2. So next week we're going to Charlotte. I got to ask you 2 questions here, David. What do you think about your chances going to Charlotte? And of course, next week at Charlotte is the retro paint scheme. Do you have anything planned? You don't have to reveal it yet, but do you have anything planned for the retro scheme next week?
We don't have anything planned yet, but don't you worry. We'll come up with something. We're always working really well with Vic and with all the guys to come out with some really fun stuff for you guys to see on the broadcast. And yeah, hopefully it's good. And oh man, just let's go out and win another one. Why not? Charlotte's going to be a good track. It's kind of going to be like this was tonight, maybe a little more like Texas was a little earlier in the season, bunched up. Everyone's going to be on top of each other. I think we're going to get some wrecks, and you're going to have to keep it clean and be patient.
Yeah, be patient. Always is the key. And and hey, who knows? Sometimes once you break out and get that first win, sometimes they come in bunches. And hopefully for you, David, we see you back in victory lane again very soon. But with that, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, I first off, I want to shout out my Sad Racing teammates. Adam in the Yee car. He ended up flipping over a couple of times tonight, but he was finally back after some internet issues, and he was helping us out. Matt and Steven and Johnny, obviously, and Johnny was the kind of instrumental partner to winning this race and almost winning that first race. We had the Titans and Clemson Tigers right there up front all day long. Vic for making the schemes and working with us today as well, and then Thomas again for not wrecking me coming to the line. And we work with Outlaw Racing a good bit too. Those guys are always great, and I'm going to be running with them again tomorrow night. So hopefully we can get another win tomorrow. I've targeted this week because Talladega is a good track, a good equalizer, but I feel like I've been getting a little bit stronger at drafting and being aggressive. And tonight I just put it to the floor, and I was like, I'm going to lead every lap. I'm going to win. And it finally paid off, and didn't get wrecked. No bad luck. Relieving.
Heck yeah! All I gotta say is I'm calling it. The announcer's jinx is over. I think that's done with now.
You had to call my name all night. I knew you'd
Yeah.
have to.
I was so nervous about it. I was like, oh man, I'm just setting you up. I'm so glad I didn't do that. So I'm hoping for all of us here involved with the announcers jinx, and for Urska Elite and OSCA that it's all done and we're done with that. With you breaking into victory lane, awesome to see that happen. And again, hopefully we see you up front at least come back on down for an interview. At least get a top 3 so we can talk to you again next week.
That's the goal. And also, everybody go check out us on Monday nights at Urska. Goody drives. Carlos is the producer. I'm the announcer for that one. So me and Goody get to go back and forth Mondays and Thursdays, and it's always a fun time. So for sure, everybody go check us out because it's always a good show. And Carlos is a spectacular producer. So thanks for all you guys do up here too.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. And David, go celebrate, man. I might have to have a beer for you too.
Please do. Everyone have a beer. It's celebration night, baby. Let's go.
Heck yeah, congratulations and good night, David.
Good night, buddy.
How about that? David Westering breaking into victory lane. One of the good guys in the sport, getting it in to victory lane. Awesome job for him. But with that, we'll wrap up tonight for Carlos Acosta. Oh, well, I'm tongue-tied now after all that. Yeah, and for myself, Mike Goodman, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's race at Talladega. We'll see you next week right here on 3 Wide TV at Charlotte Motor Speedway.